Welcome back to Midnight Horrors. Tonight we have a spine-tingling tale that will make you question the shadows in your own home. This is The Whispering Shadows. In a small, isolated town, there was an old Victorian house known for its unsettling reputation. The house had been empty for years, but whispers of its eerie past continued to haunt the locals. They said it was cursed, a place where shadows seemed to move on their own. Emily, a young and ambitious urban explorer, decided to spend the night in the house to document its history. She set up her camera equipment and settled into the dimly lit living room, where old portraits with hollow eyes seemed to watch her every move. As the hours passed, Emily began to hear faint whispers. At first, she thought it was the wind, but the whispers grew clearer, forming coherent words that seemed to come from the walls themselves. Words like help and trapped echoed around her, sending chills down her spine. The temperature in the room dropped suddenly. Emily's breath became visible, and the shadows on the walls twisted and contorted, forming grotesque shapes. She could see shadowy figures moving just beyond the edge of her vision. Terrified, Emily tried to leave, but the front door slammed shut with an unearthly force. Her phone's flashlight flickered and the whispers became urgent, pleading for her to escape. In a panic, she grabbed her camera and stumbled through the darkened house, trying to find another way out. Finally, she found a small window in the kitchen. With all her strength, she managed to pry it open and crawl through to the outside. She never looked back, but as she ran down the driveway, she could still hear those chilling whispers behind her. Emily's footage was later found by investigators. They reported seeing her terrified expression and hearing the same whispers she described. The house remains abandoned, and locals say that if you listen closely on a quiet night, you can still hear the whispers of those trapped within its walls. Remember, not all shadows are innocent. Until next time, stay safe and keep the lights on. Tonight's story will make you think twice before looking into a mirror in the dark. This is The Mirror's Reflection. Sarah had always been fascinated by antiques. One day, she came across an ornate mirror at a local estate sale. It was beautifully crafted with intricate designs, and despite its age, it had a mesmerizing allure. She bought it, excited to add it to her collection. That night, Sarah hung the mirror in her bedroom, facing her bed. As she prepared for bed, she noticed the mirror seemed to cast an unusual reflection. The room behind her appeared distorted, and the air around the mirror felt colder. The scratching continued every night, becoming more persistent and louder. Sarah started to notice something even more disturbing. Reflections in the mirror would sometimes show a different room or strange figures standing behind her. One night, as she lay in bed, she saw a shadowy figure appear in the reflection. Its eyes locked onto her. The figure seemed to move closer, its hand reaching out toward her. Paralyzed with fear, Sarah could only watch as the figure's hand pressed against the glass. Desperate to rid herself of the mirror, Sarah tried to cover it with a cloth, but the figure's hand continued to press against the fabric as if trying to break free. In a final act of desperation, she grabbed the mirror and threw it out of the window. The next morning, the mirror was gone, but Sarah was never the same. She reported feeling as though the figure had followed her, and she would often hear scratching noises coming from nowhere. She moved away soon after, but some say that the mirror was found in a nearby abandoned house, waiting for its next victim. Mirrors have a way of showing us what we don't want to see. Keep your reflections in check, and until next time, stay vigilant.